Yeah, yeah. Open up with the classic phrase, stinky poo-poo, and then just sort of slowly move on from there. It's alright, it gives us plenty of time.
I like how you guys are just like, alright, the clap sync has happened, it's podcast time, time to be funny, how do we kick this off? And it's just stinky poo-poo.
Stinky
Cool.
poo-poo. This is the way forward.
I thought stinky poo-poo was the clap sync.
Yeah.
That's what we should do. Fuck the clap sync. We'll all say stinky poo-poo at the same time. Then you just align the stinky poo-poos, and it will be alright. Which is a sentence I feel like I should never have to say again. You just do that.
I don't want you to say it again.
You do the aforementioned thing, and then the audio's all perfectly set up. It's fine.
1, 2.
1, 2.
Alfie, do you
1,
want to
2,
sing a
shit
song
on the
this
floor.
time?
Sing a song. Yeah, I can
Yeah,
sing a
yeah.
song.
You had one last time, so I feel like we need a new one. Or you could do the old one again if you can't think of one.
No, I got a new one. I'll do the Law and Order theme, but I'll change the lyrics.
Okay.
Bum bum, let's talk to the WAFs. Bum bum, see what they've got to say. Bum bum, they're talking some shit. Bum bum, stinky poo poo line. Everyone's going to jail.
Why are we going to jail?
I don't know. We'll find out later.
We've done horrible things.
We'll find out in the next episode.
It's the reason why that ambulance was coming off Alfie's road.
Both times, it's weird. I feel like we actually are like, it is a curse. There's somebody at the top of my road who's just like, no, he's starting again.
I can hear it. I can hear the podcast.
Quickly!
You can feel it.
Call the ambulance.
I think that's their idea. Is they just call an ambulance, like not because anyone's injured, because they know that someone's doing a podcast. So like, call an ambulance now. It's the only way to stop this.
Please. You cannot let them.
I've told you guys about the crazy old lady who used to live next to me, who my neighbor was fucking dying of a heart attack or something, and she just like blocked the road so the ambulance couldn't get to them.
I vaguely remember this.
I also vaguely remember, but I would also like a recap. Yeah.
I mean, there's not much to say besides that. She was just fucking crazy and always bothered us.
So why did she? How did she block that? Did you just stand in it, or
she just lie down in the middle of the road?
I think she was a little bit angry because the ambulance was a bit early in the morning, so she blocked the road and it's like, no, you die now. It's a bit fucked up.
What the fuck? So she just went out of her house. Hang on a minute. So she was angry. She was upset because an ambulance woke her up in the morning, presumably.
Yes.
And her response to this was to get up and go outside and stand in the road.
Yeah, in like protest. Because ambulance shouldn't be coming out that early. No.
Yeah, it's not
I mean, you're right. Yeah, it's this bad time for ambulances.
I don't understand why the paramedics didn't just run her over. I mean, they've got the equipment to save her in the back of the truck.
Yeah, we can deal with this one later. We can just go right through her.
Bonk.
I mean, she did just run out and try like pull a Gandalf and run in front of an ambulance and stop it from moving. That is an interesting move, I'll be honest. Like you could very easily get run over by an ambulance by accident at that point, because ambulances don't exactly go super slow or anything. I mean, granted, if they were like right at the destination, they'd probably already be in the process of slowing down. But what if they weren't at the destination and they were just driving past, just ran out into the road in front of an ambulance?
Well, it's a good thing there's an ambulance there, isn't it?
Well, it's not
the one vehicle you want to get hit by.
Not good for the guy that needs the ambulance and called it originally, though, is it?
First come, first serve with ambulances.
I think the end of her saga was she ended up getting arrested. But,
for what?
Oh.
I don't remember what it was for. I think we just saw a big old police truck pull up outside and take her away.
It's not even like a car. They took the truck.
They took like the van, yeah.
Oh my god.
Down there. I like to imagine when they pulled up, she also protested about that, saying, "No, it's too early in the morning. You can't take me away.
You can't arrest me.
You cannot arrest me.
It's 8 a.m.
It's too early." She runs out in front of the police car.
Come back at 10.
Exactly.
Just a quick thing, by the way.
Yes.
So the person that's been sat with me at this lake in WoW, the one that asked about the mount, or like what's special about fishing here. I said to him, no, that there's nothing. Then I said that I kid, there's a Mount 1 in 2000. And I only just realised that he got back to me. He said, okay, thanks. Bugger that, life's too short. Gotta retire at 65. I'm 63 now.
What the fuck?
And I was, I don't really,
You carry on
That
the
was full of
conversation.
people.
That's a
I don't really
powerful
know what to
energy
say
that
to
guy's
him.
exuding.
You should
But
say,
he's
"Why is a
still fishing
63-year-old
next
man
to me."
fishing?"
Threaten him.
threaten him.
Yeah. Say something imposing.
Um,
What scares old people? Say you've got a cold.
I've got short shorts and fishnets.
Yeah.
And
say,
my
Why are we
hair,
harassing
my hair's
this old man? I don't
red.
understand.
I dyed my hair.
It's
I
simple,
dyed my
just
hair
have to-
rainbow colours, and I've got denim shorts, and I listen to Nickelback.
Oh god, no, not Nickelback.
I feel like old people like Nickelback. Like, I feel like they like them in like the kids love Nickelback. So I
Is
must
that
love
like
them
the
too,
maybe,
kind of
yeah.
way.
interpretation of what the youths are listening to? Is
That's
Nickelback?
that's what I think. That's my opinion on the subject.
Maybe.
Did I ever tell you guys about just going back to the crazy old woman? Did I ever tell you about the crazy old man that lived near my dad's house?
No, do
The
tell.
one who drove around on the... I don't know, what do you call them? You know, like motorbikes, but they're not
Moped.
bikes. They're tricycles. Like the
Mo-
three-wheel
motor,
motorbikes.
motor trike.
Motor trike, yeah, a motor tricycle. I don't know. But there was
No
this
idea.
old guy who used to live near my dad, who used to drive around on a big old, like a massive fucking motor trike, wearing like a leather vest and shit, like he thought he was a proper like biker gang kind of guy, and he had a big flag that he hung off the back of his motor trike that just said "All women are bitches."
Oh my god.
And he just drove around with this fucking motor trike with this goddamn flag running. And eventually, I think people kept calling the police on him because he'd just drive around with this flag, and people were obviously offended by it. The police-
Intimidating people.
I mean, apparently, the
I
police had
understand
to go
people
and
like that.
they had to go and warn him and tell him he can't fly his flag anymore.
You can drive the trike, you just can't fly the flag.
I mean, yeah, that was. But the funny thing is, after they took his flag away, he stopped driving the trike. It's like he only had the trike for the flag. That was
Probably
the thing.
did. He was heartbroken.
He was really upset when he lost his flag. He bought the trike just for it because it had like a flag mount on the back that he could use. That's the only reason why he had it. It got taken away from him.
This
It's-
poor man had one thing in the world.
Yep.
That was to be sexist and let
Yep.
everyone know it.
Misogyny.
They took it away from him.
Yep, they stole it right out of his hands.
Absolutely outrageous.
They used the law as a weapon against him.
How dare they?
Poor man.
Speaking of
Poor
flag,
I think I do vaguely remember you telling this story before.
I
but
feel
I've
like
never,
I might have done.
I wish I could have seen the crazy
He
fellow.
was a strange man.
certainly sounds it. There's a house in my village that flies a Confederate flag occasionally. It's got a tractor in the middle of it.
Oh boy.
I can't remember
Wait,
what the text it had around the outside was.
Wait, does the flag have the tractor in the middle, or does
Yeah.
the house have a tractor in it?
No, so the flag does. So it's
Right.
like the Confederate flag background, but then in the
I-
middle there's a tractor. And it's something along the lines of Farmers Confederate Union or something along those
God.
lines.
I was about to say that I found it quite odd how like every single one of your, which granted to be fair is 2 so far of the stories you've told on the podcast, somehow involve a large piece of like, you know,
Motorized machinery.
motorized equipment. Yeah, like, in
We've had
people's
tanks,
gardens.
we've had tractors. What are we going to have next week, I wonder?
A plane.
Continue to find out. Yeah.
Actually, I think they may have had a plane in that crazy religious front garden as well.
How?
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. It was like
How did they
probably
get
a
it
Cessna.
there?
Look, I wasn't
Landed it
asking questions when
myself.
I was around there.
Did they like tug it there, or did they land it?
By the power of God.
Yeah, God gifted
willed
to
the
him one
plane.
night.
Yes.
He was like,
Absolutely.
Terry, I have a gift for you. It's
have
a
served me well."
biplane.
It's a bit inconvenient, but I think you'll like it.
you can dust your crops with it.
I can
I don't
turn
have any
water into
crops,
wine,
Dad.
and I can also turn Mini Coopers into planes.
Yes.
I could give you literally anything, and I've given you this plane.
You will use it well, Terry. Use it well.
My name's
Steve.
Tommy. Okay, Timmy.
Certainly, Terry.
Yes, Josh.
No. Not again. Leave me alone, God. I don't want any more biplanes.
It turns
I
out that
got
Josh
enough.
was the kid that you went round. You went
Not
round Josh's
enough.
house.
Yeah.
when you were
my
younger.
God.
Don't want to buy planes?
All
I'll
along.
give you triplanes.
I've been very quiet about it up until now, but it was actually me the whole time.
Josh only
Repressed
realised last podcast as well. He is like,
Yeah, I did.
he was the one that came to my house.
He was the blasphemer. Of course, it makes so much sense now. I can see it. I knew he would judge my tank harshly.
Hey, I never judged it harshly. I was like, that's a sick fucking tank, bro.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you literally said the first red flag you saw when you arrived was the fact that they had a tank in the
Right, look,
garden.
look,
Which,
how
to be
would-
fair, I'm not disagreeing with that. But
Yeah, how would that not be a red flag for anyone? You pull up at the place and there's literally a fucking tank just there.
Just ready for you.
I mean, what if it was like a military base or something? Would you feel a bit better if they had a tank there?
I feel.
Would you
I'd-
rather see a tank in a military setting or in a casual setting? Because obviously, in a military
Probably
setting,
in a casual setting. If
But-
I'm sat having a cup of tea in my front room and suddenly a fucking Churchill drives past, I'm gonna go, what is happening here?
well, I'm just thinking, like, in a military setting, there's obviously positives and negatives to both. In a military setting, that's where a tank's supposed to be.
Yeah,
But on the other
exactly.
hand, all the people around it probably know how to use it. Whereas if you've got and they might use it as well. But whereas if you've got like some crazy person with a tank, it might not even work. It might not even be a real tank.
Have you not heard the story of the Killdozer?
I have. I think I have actually.
I don't think I'm aware.
That is what happens when one man gets a tank. So
This is just about a guy killing people with a tank.
So what? It's about this man that oh god, I'm gonna absolutely butcher the story, but basically he ran his own auto repair shop, and something happened with his local government. It's a man in America. Obviously, it's going to be in America.
Of course.
And something happened with the local government there, or whatever they call it, and they built they built some sort of construction stuff near where his shop was, and it pretty much ruined his business because no one could get to him anymore because they cut off the road. And he was like, look, this is fine. I'll just build the road myself. I've got all of the equipment. All I need is your permission. And they're like, nah, you don't have our permission to, connect your shop back to the road so you can get business. And he was like, oh, that's kind of unfair. And then there was another thing where they were digging up some pipe work near his area, which destroyed his connection to the water system. Completely not his fault, by the way. And then he got a fucking fine from the government as well because he wasn't connected to the water mains.
Oh.
So he kind of went a bit nutty with this and wasn't. He was slighted pretty much. So with one of the things that he bought to build the road was like a great big tractor, which he then fitted with like massively like inches thick of concrete or something, like blast-proof material, strapped it to the tractor, and then just drove around the town, just smashing things. Like he smashed through the front door of his property. He then smashed through the construction site that was opposite
Wait,
him.
he smashed through the front door of his property?
Yeah, he wasn't coming back.
That's how
from
he
that.
gets outside. It's like a
Yeah,
dramatic
he
exit.
Kicks the door down all the time.
Yeah.
Huh. Wow, the Killdozer sounds really,
Interesting man.
yeah,
He
what a
was.
guy.
He
There
was
are a lot of crazy people, it seems.
Do you guys find it weird how
Marvin Heemeyer. That was his name.
yeah, how we're not in the country that had the Civil War, and yet there are so many Confederate flags that people like to fly here,
Well, I mean,
For something that
ones
only
with
existed for
tractors in the
4
middle
fucking
count.
years.
and also wasn't even our country.
Mm.
It just seems a
Yeah.
bit weird.
it is a bit strange to fly a flag. It's a bit like, it's kind of like, I don't even know, it's kind of like flying the flag of like the Democratic Republic of Congo or something in the back garden, isn't it? Just
It's like,
somehow
I don't know.
aligning yourself with the government.
Yeah.
But it's a very strange stance to take, to be like, yes, I am pro-Democratic Republic of Congo government, as
I think we
opposed
can
to
have our
caring
own
about my
flag.
own. We do, Alfie. It's called the English flag.
No, I'm not talking about.
What?
I'm talking about. We need to make
What, like a WAF
like
flag?
yeah, like WAF country.
It's on screen right now. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's
It's-
right there on.
So look at your
screen.
screen
You
viewers.
don't have a
Yeah,
physical
It's a
flag.
Yeah.
I want
It's
a
a flag.
physical flag. It's
What
not a
is a
flag
flag?
until
We're
there's
gonna
a
make
physical
like
copy
a
of it.
gigantic one that we can hang outside one of our houses that just blows in the
It'll
wind.
be
they just
outside all of
fly.
our houses.
Yeah, we'll all have it. You know, it's funny because people.
We'll all ride
eventually
around on trikes with it tied around us so people can see.
Someone will notice it eventually and begin to think that we're like a cult or something, though.
It's gonna become like a notorious hate symbol or something.
Yeah, exactly. The WAF flag gets repurposed to hate groups. Yay! Wait, no.
No, we don't want that.
Not WAF flag.
We're not hateful. We're just spiteful.
Yeah,
No,
it's fine.
go to get into trouble.
I'd like to fly the WAF flag at the front of my house, you know.
So would I. It's a proud banner to have.
Yeah. I'm a WAFian.
What does it represent? What does the monkey represent?
Happiness, yeah.
Yeah.
And the yellow
happy.
represents
Banana.
fear.
Banana.
Oh, I never really
Banana
even
and
picked
fear.
up on
The
that. It
yellow
does.
represents fear of bananas.
We also
Yeah.
have an understanding of power tools
Yep.
Yeah.
A solid understanding of power tools.
and
Exactly.
wood.
Firm grasp on them.
Have monkeys entered the Stone Age now?
What's the grandest thing that the WAFs could create? You know, if we were to like band together, what do you think the greatest physical thing we could create would be?
A shed. I bet we could do a good
I
shed.
don't even know if we can build a shed.
A good
We
shed
could do
or
a shed.
That's
What about a
probably
gazebo?
realistic. Like a shed is actually probably the limit of
No.
we could do.
No,
we could
yeah,
do a
we-
good
We
shed.
we would all be like Patrick in the episode where he tries to build a stable for SpongeBob Seahorse.
Nailing boards to our heads.
Yeah,
yeah.
and then we all stand in the line, and then we have a shed.
Oh yeah.
See, I think maybe we could go a bit further than a shed,
A jet.
like a. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
no.
a step above a
Sure.
shed. No, Harry, you've got the coding knowledge. It's fine. You can code the jet. And then,
That's, I'm
maybe.
not sure if that's how it works.
Maybe we could build a rocket.
Louis knows a lot about planes. He knows that they have wings and such, so that's
Oh,
fine.
Did you guys have that thing where you were younger where it was like, you genuinely thought that you and your friends could go to like a scrap site and build a rocket, just go to the moon or something?
That's kind of a big Jimmy Neutron vibe. That is.
Yeah.
I like genuinely thought that like that was possible, and I had like plans for it. And I'd drawn out how I would build the rocket. I'd be like, this is where the fuel goes, and
Would
this is where this is how it takes off.
Would you intend to go to space with it?
Yeah, I
How
was like
young?
really fucking excited to go to space. 'cause
How
I thought
young
my
were
rocket
you?
could go.
20.
I was like 9. I wasn't that young. I was like 9.
I mean, 9 is probably young enough to want to build.
I
a
was
rocket and
eating
go to
leaves at the
space.
age of 9. At least you had
Yeah.
higher ambitions.
I think I was in hospital at the age of 9.
I was trying to
Yeah.
put my bike back together at the age of 9.
There you go.
It would always be one of those ones where it's just like you could take the chain off and clean it and everything, but you couldn't put it back on.
No.
You'd like
Oh
stick
my
it back on, try and ride, and it would just start going.
That's what we could make.
You couldn't do
We could make a
anything.
shed on wheels.
The noise you
we
just
could
made
make
sounds
that.
Like a
exactly.
moving shed.
The shed
Alfie, the
mobile.
noise you just made sounds like exactly like the grapefruit technique. I'm not even
Oh, it
kidding.
does. Yeah, that was a pretty good replication. That is quite impressive. Actually, it's a really.
Thanks, I've been practicing.
Yeah, I can tell. I can tell. You know, put that skill to use when we make the shed.
Alfie's gonna be the moral support, giving everyone the grapefruit technique.
Yeah. Don't worry, everyone. I bought lots of grapefruits.
The only stipulation
I've got
I have
build
about
this
the
tea
shed-
in grapefruit technique.
God.
The only stipulation I have about the shed is that I want there to be a "what happens in the man cave stays in the man cave" sign.
Why are we building a shed?
It's not just a shed. It's a shed on
It's
wheels.
what we- That's it.
We built.
That's what the flag's for. It's for that shed. It moves around. We're like a roaming country.
Yeah, we move around. We hand out things to the needy. We go and we hand out copies of Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege for PS4 to people as we
PS4.
drive fast.
Flying the WAF flag.
Worry not, small boy. I notice you may not have food, but here is a copy of Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege for PS4.
You
Surely
should give
this
him a
will
Steam
bring
key or
joy.
something. Don't even give him like a physical
Steam
copy.
key. Just hand them out. It's just a little bit of paper with a Steam key. It's all the same key as well. I have to fight for it.
You know what always
Why?
You know how Matt Pat gave the Pope Undertale?
Oh yeah.
How do you not know this? Really?
What?
I think I have heard it, but I had honestly completely forgotten about
For
it. But
the
it does sound.
for the big Vatican Day of what was it? What was it fucking called? Where they had a bunch of YouTubers go to the Vatican and see
Christmas.
the Pope, they had to all give him a gift. Yeah, I know. And MatPat decided to give the Pope Undertale, but I don't know how you do that.
Stinky.
You.
Do you reckon
yeah,
the Pope got the physical copy and was like, well, I haven't got a PC, so this is kind of obsolete.
Yeah.
They
Well,
gave
it
him a
wasn't even a-
USB with a cracked version of it on.
It wasn't even. There was no physical copy at the time, so I
No.
guess it had to be a Steam key.
It
What
must have been.
happens? What happens if the Pope's like, I wonder what Undertale is? Googles it and then just gets a bunch of porn for it.
You'd love it. You'd have a great time.
Yes,
The Pope is
Oh,
a dirty
yes.
son of a bitch.
I love
MatPat, you've
Undertale.
given me the greatest gift.
You've given me the horny MatPat. Thank you.
It's incurable.
Yes. The
I
Pope
always loved-
starts just destroying the fucking the archives in the Vatican, replacing it all with
It's all
Undertale
wrong.
fan
It's
art.
all wrong. We've
This
been
is
worshipping the
all
wrong
false.
thing.
The idea of the
worshipping
Pope-
Toriel's thick ass.
Just like the idea of him just like walking down a corridor, just like humming to himself like. Just sounds wrong to me.
Look, I bet the Pope beat Sans first try.
I don't think the Pope
He
is-
had the power of God on his side.
The idea of the Pope doing a genocide run somehow to me seems quite, like it seems like it probably goes against what he's supposed to stand for. Really,
Should have
but-
given him Rimworld. See what war crimes he would have
Oh
committed.
God.
Rimworld.
Could you imagine?
I want to play RimWorld again.
Yep.
What's like the worst game you could give the Pope?
Rimworld is
Honeypot.
pretty high up, actually.
Honeypop, yeah. Good.
Gecko
I guess a
Pyro.
porn game would be pretty bad.
Get
Drug
off your
dealer simulator.
boyfriend.
Abysmal.
I think Undertale is bad in its own way.
I don't know. I feel like Undertale has at least a good underlying message that a Christian might appreciate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
massacre is the way forward.
Perhaps.
Friendship is the message that the Pope.
It's more like that's like the most embarrassing thing you could probably give.
I don't know. I feel like giving him Honey Pop unironically would be quite embarrassing.
I would
I guess
happily
so,
give it
yeah.
to him.
See,
I love that game.
I don't know. There are a lot of things, but are we specifically talking about games, like a game that the Pope?
Yeah.
Mousetrap.
Yeah, the board game.
Mousetrap. I'm sure there's like a game of Mousetrap, like a.
Say that you let the Pope know in advance you're bringing in Mousetrap. He gets really excited. Then you bring the movie, and he's visibly disappointed.
You're going straight to hell.
I want to assign you all to watch the Mousetrap movie before the next episode,
Okay. Why?
and we can all report back as a little movie club.
can we do
what we
like-
thought.
Can we do,
We
yeah,
do
can
movie review every
do a
week.
book report on
Yeah.
Mousetrap. I'm pretty excited.
From what I
about it,
remember,
actually.
it's very good, so I'm sure you'll
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah, it sounds good. What is that? What's it about, Harry? Can you give me a rundown of what Mousetrap is about?
Yeah, I wanna
I'll
know
tell you
rundown.
exactly what I remember. Opening scene. They're around like a little chef's restaurant. A man eats a microphone or something, and I think they poison the food, and everyone starts throwing up.
Oh,
I remember
Okay.
that because
That's
my sister is
horrific.
definitely terrified of vomit, and she would always run out of that scene. And then they have to like find like a new upstart restaurant or something like that, and they get inherited a mansion, I think, and they have to like flip the mansion to make it like sell to get a bunch of money, and that's
Is
what the
it-
whole movie's about. Except there are mice in the mansion,
Is
and that's
this a
where the
kid's
Mousetrap
film?
part comes in.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was a bit confused. But is this a kids' film or like a?
I mean, I watched it as a kid. I don't
Yeah,
really
that
know if
doesn't
it's...
necessarily.
Yeah.
I watched Terminator as a kid. I don't think that was a kids' film.
Terminator's for all ages.
That's true. I watched. I remember there was one. This might sound. This is on this week of Josh's random shit from his childhood that he doesn't remember the name of. I remember there was a movie I watched, and it was a bootleg film of Terminator. Right. It was like a cross between Terminator and iRobot. Okay. But
no.
here's the thing. As a kid, it was really fucking spooky, and I wasn't a fan. It scared the shit out of me. My grandma bought it for me in Tesco. I don't remember. This is a really
sure it was Tesco. Like, sure she wasn't tricked by just some man down a dark.
No, I was
alleyway
there. I
thing.
was at Tesco at the time, so
God.
that's what makes it funnier, right? Because it was this. So I was a young child at this point, pretty damn young, maybe like 8 years old or some shit. I don't know, pretty young. And I remember vividly, me, my dad, and my grandparents were at Tesco, and I was like. And for some reason we were like, oh, let's pick a movie that Josh will like. I said we. I mean, I obviously didn't say that. They said that. And they were like, oh, let's get this movie. Let's get a movie. And then they went to the movie aisle, and they were looking through all the movies, and they were like, oh, there's a bunch of ones. Oh, well, this one looks pretty good, doesn't it? And it was very clearly like a sort of pseudo horror film that you absolutely should not show to a child. And they were like, he'll love this.
This is perfect.
Spoilers, I didn't. It scared the shit out of me as a child, and I hated it. And it was so bad that when I brought it home with me, because I was like, oh, they bought me this film, you know, I'd feel, even though I hate it and it scares me, I'd feel bad if I just like left it. So I brought it home with me, and when I brought it home, my sister, who was probably like 16 at the time or some shit, took it and was like, no, don't watch this, and she threw it away.
Oh my god.
It was apparently, I don't remember it that well, but apparently it was bad enough that my sister, who was a teenager at the time, was like, he should not watch this.
Was it like a porn movie or something? Like...
No, it was just a horror film of some description, but I don't remember what was so fucked up about it. I also don't remember what it was called. I think it was a bootleg film. But I really don't remember, and it was really creepy. And
is this going to be part of the Lost Media archives now?
It is.
They go on a huge hunt for it.
Yeah, I wanna start a Reddit post. I want people to find this goddamn movie for me. I wanna put it in the we'll put it in the WAFter Dark Reddit.
Yep.
Speaking of movies, has anyone seen Downsizing?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, I've also heard of it. I haven't seen it though.
I have not, but the name does sound familiar.
It's a Matt Damon film.
Oh, is it the one where Matt Damon gets shrunk and then goes into the little... And then, is that the one where... Is it? And is that the one where he gets shrunk and then him being shrunk has like nothing to do with the film for the majority of the film?
Yep.
And it's not actually that relevant at all.
Hold on.
Yep. So basically, just a quick rundown for Louis and Harry, because I think I've talked to you about this, Josh.
I think
once.
we have had this. Yeah,
But,
I think we did talk about.
So
this.
rundown, Downsizing. I watched it once. I was very drunk, but I still remember how wrong that film was. It starts out with Matt Damon marrying someone. I think he's married to someone. They're at a I don't know what you'd call it, like a party, I guess. And then two people, tiny people, probably about 2 inches tall each, are carried in like a glass box. And then they're like revealed, and everybody's like, "Wow, they're tiny!" And they just talk like normal people. They're talking to everyone. It becomes a thing like worldwide. It's like this global program where like people are shrinking, so then they can have like they'll be using less resources, but it will still be like the world is.
So they can commit war. Of course.
Yeah, so like they just have more resources to do more stuff with because they want to get everyone in the world to do it. And then Matt Damon goes ahead and does it. His wife's going to do it as well, but then she ducks out at the last minute before he can. So he's shrunk on his own and gets put into this shrunken city.
Damn.
He lives in a flat, and above him is like a drug dealer, fucking insane dude who throws parties all the time. And then he meets a maid, breaks her prosthetic leg so she can't work anymore. And then he starts helping her or someone else deliver food. And then while they're delivering food, he finds out somehow about this place, just like a sanctuary, I guess. He goes there. They do like a boat journey. It takes like a couple of days there, I'm pretty sure. And he finds out that they're all sealing themselves into a mountain because the end of the world is coming. And then he like goes in, and the person that he's been hanging out with, this girl, is like, I don't care. I'm gonna go and live. I'm gonna go work with the people that I've been helping and stuff. And at the very end, he's just like, actually, I'm gonna do that as well. And like he runs out, and then they like blast the door shut, so they seal themselves in forever. And then he takes a boat back, and that's the end. The end of the world never comes. Matt Damon gets shrunk for no reason.
Yeah, the shrinking
The
part
whole
of the film
film
literally
is
just
pointless.
has nothing to do with it. It's
Yeah.
really
Jesus
strange.
Christ.
Even the end of the world doesn't happen.
Huh.
He literally
All that
goes
hype for
there.
nothing.
Yeah, it's all for nothing.
That is
Wonderful.
fucking bizarre.
I'd
What a
recommend
terrible
it. 10 out of ten. Watch
10
it
out
if
of
you haven't
10.
seen it already. I think Matt Damon crashes because he's in an automatic car at one point as well.
I'm gonna add it to the book club. We'll thought back on how good downsizing was as well.
Yeah.
I'd like to quick or briefly go back to movies that scared us as a child with Josh's bootleg copy of whatever it was. You see, since I have such wonderful and mindful caregivers, I remember, I think I was probably, I was young. I want to say probably between somewhere like 10 and 12 when my dad decided it would be a good idea to show me or let me watch by myself 28 Days Later.
Oh boy.
Which is, I assume all of you here have seen it?
28 Days Later.
Oh God, I actually don't know if I've seen it.
If not,
I know what it is.
Highly recommend.
I've seen 28 Days Later. Yeah,
It's one of the best zombie films ever made. It's fucking
No,
incredible.
I have seen it. I think we watched it together, maybe.
You know, it even to this day, I'm 21 now, and I still kind of get a bit heebie-jeebie about it. Fucking 10-year-old Louis watching it shit his britches full. I was absolutely terrified of that film. I was so scared. I vividly remember going into the extras because I was like, if I see behind the scenes, I'll be fine because I know it's fake. And I went into the behind the scenes thing, and the entire thing, it's not like behind the scenes. It's interviews with the actors, and they're like, yeah, this thing could happen. The end of the world could come. They're like talking about the inspiration for the film about foot and mouth disease, about that epidemic that happened, and I was shaken with fear. I couldn't sleep properly for a couple of days, and then. I was also shown Cloverfield as well when I was probably about a similar age, and that film scared me so much I had to sleep with a nightlight on for quite some time. It was before and after. Before I was fine, nothing scared me. I was fine in the dark. Watched Cloverfield, and I was terrified, absolutely petrified.
There is no way I could watch these movies when I was younger. No way at all.
I'm very impressed. I managed to watch both of them all the way through.
It is quite impressive, actually. Not gonna lie.
Yes, I've got to say.
Young Louis had a tenacity about him that I don't think I do now.
That film
I couldn't even play BioShock when I was younger, and that game's not even really scary.
Yeah. That film I was talking about, by the way, when I was younger, older than young, so not the same age as I was when I watched it, but a few years later. I, for some reason, believed that was Terminator the entire time. And it wasn't. It definitely wasn't. I know this for a fact. But I could have... When I was a dumb child... Well, yeah, I'm still dumb, but when I was a dumb child... I was like, no, that was Terminator. And then I watched Terminator, and I was like, this is not the film I thought it was at all.
This is not Terminator.
This is not Terminator. Terminator is some film I found in a bargain bin at Tesco. That's the real Terminator.
Arnold Schwarzenegger has certainly had an absolute roller coaster of a career.
He really has.
He went from doing stuff like Predator, Commando, any of his other Last Action Hero, and then he did stuff like Twins. And then there was another film where he got pregnant with Danny DeVito's baby.
Yeah.
And then he was governor for a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah. What a strange man. He's truly lived his life to the max. Didn't he crash a tank as well?
Probably. He crashed it into Josh's house.
Yeah, that's how we got there.
It was a gift.
Because he was a member of the armed forces of whatever country he's from. I think it was the Austrian armed forces, or it could have been another place, but he was a tank driver or something, and he just bang straight into a building one day.
Oh dear.
God bless that man, and God bless his guns.
Absolutely.
God, I miss old 80s films. I wish they could bring them back.
Yeah.
So bad that they're good.
Well, I mean, some of them it's just there's something so special about that era of good cinema that you can't capture again. That sort of era of adventure films is so fucking good.
I know. It's just I miss stuff like in Commando, where the opening scene is it's just a montage of showing Arnold Schwarzenegger being a manly man, ripping logs open with his bare hands, cutting down trees, and then it's the army comes in, and within within the first 10 minutes, the action's already there. You've seen Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's hot, he's sweaty, he's all of the things you want from that. You then see you then see some man come in, and he's like, "Oh, we need you back in the army because you're such a good man." He's like, "Oh, I can't. I have a daughter now," and they're like, "Oh." Think it over. And then he gets attacked by terrorists. And how do you know the terrorists are there? The wind changes and he smells them.
Oh dear. I wonder if that's a racist thing or not. I can smell them.
I need to rewatch that film. It's filled with absolutely incredible one-liners.
I'm sorry. I've just realised something absolutely amazing. iRobot in Polish is, for some reason, they changed the title is Ya Robot instead, and I don't know why, but
Ya Robot.
That's really strange. I also wait. What is that? Is
Do
that
they have like Yar phones and Yar pods? Like, why is it Yar?
I don't know. What does Ya mean in? It's probably not Ya because it's Polish. But what does Ya Polish? What does it mean? Does it just mean I? Probably means I, doesn't it?
Yeah, you
Take a
think,
wild
right?
stab in the dark.
Did you know that in Finding Dory, you know how it says at the very end of it, the end?
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
I have not seen it either.
Okay. Well, either way, it says the end in English. But in Swedish, it translates to slut. or slut, as they say it. But yeah, so at the end of Finding Dory, it literally just pops up slut, just at the very end. And
Slut.
yeah, it's
Oh god, incredible.
it's pretty great.
Also, yeah,
That's amazing.
Ja does in fact is just I in Polish, so it is actually still I Robot. It's not just Ya
Incredible.
Robot.
Ya Robot. Alfie,
Yes.
can you remember Jack James Bond?
Jack James Bond.
We watched it. We watched it at Kieran's.
Jack James Bond.
It was. I can't remember if it was me and you that put it on, or if it was me and Felix. We were at Kieran's and we were looking through Netflix, and we're like, we just want a terrible film on, and we ended up going to the Bollywood section.
Oh, I know
Put
the
on-
Bollywood section all too well.
Put on Jack James Bond, but didn't put on the subtitles. So we were just sat there watching an Indian film with no knowledge of what was going on.
I remember this. I remember the name. I remember it being James Bond, but I
And
don't
it had
remember.
nothing to do with James Bond. There was no, like.
Were you there
any
for the
sort of
film where it was like a man got turned into a fly?
I remember you telling me about this one like a million fucking times, Alfie.
Is it The Fly?
It might have been. I don't know.
Has it got Jeff
He gets
Goldblum in it?
No, he gets turned. It's a Bollywood film. He gets turned into a fly. Like they kick him to death, and then he becomes a fly.
By consequence. There's no explanation. He just
No,
becomes
no,
like-
he gets.
Kick him to death, and he becomes
That's all I
a
remember.
fly.
He got kicked to death, and then he was a fly. His life essence transferred into a fly, and then I
Oh,
think he was trying to. I don't know. I think
what you mean he just got kicked so hard he became a fly?
He
No,
kicked
no.
him,
Transmuted.
and a fly came out of him, and that was him from then on.
But yeah, and then there was Iceman. Iceman, what a good Bollywood film.
Iceman.
I have heard of Iceman.
Iceman's great. You gotta watch Iceman. A sequel came out.
There's a lot of
while ago.
Bollywood films I really want to watch. They look so good.
Watch them all.
You can't have the subtitles on though. You have to watch it in its native language.
Can we all
Yeah.
watch Who Killed Captain Alex at some point? Please? Can we please all watch Who Killed Captain Alex, because it is the best film ever made, and
This is phenomenal.
I love Who Killed Captain Alex. I love Alfie, have you seen Who Killed Captain Alex?
No.
I'm not even really too sure what it is.
What? How do you not know
You
who
don't know
killed Captain Alex?
Who Killed Captain Alex is a film made entirely in Uganda by a guy.
Oh no, okay, I've seen it.
It's,
Yeah.
it's
Wakaliwood.
amazing. Yes, by Wakaliwood. Yes, and
Yeah,
it's
okay, I've seen the
incredible.
whole. Yeah,
And
I didn't know
it-
that's what it was called,
Oh
but
my
yeah, I
God.
have seen it.
It's so good.
Hollywood presents Isaka Ninja coming soon 2 weeks ago.
Yes, more
Oh my
Wakaliwood
God.
films.
Yes,
I love
please.
I love the inclusion of the video Joker. It's wonderful. So it's just, if you're unaware, they have what the whole film is still just acted out in Ugandan, and they don't dub it over or anything for other audiences, but they do have a video Joker who talks in English, and he's like a commentator that speaks over the top of the film.
Yeah.
He gets really over enthusiastic, and it's amazing because you can obviously tell when he's sort of can't think of anything to say. So there'll be an action scene, it'll be like big action movie, and then it'll just randomly be like,
Punches
hello.
flying. Josh,
Everyone knows that everyone in Uganda knows kung fu.
Yes, yes, exactly.
how
I
would you
love
like
it.
a signed DVD of Who Killed Captain Alex
would
for
love
only
it.
$10
I would love
Of
us.
course.
from the Wakaliwood Superstore, spelled SUPA STORE.
Oh, do they actually sell them?
They do.
They sell signed copies.
Yeah, I think
Apparently so.
I'm pretty sure they come with T-shirts as well. What?
One of the images. It's like one of the images they have promoting the the signed DVD of Who Killed Captain Alex is just this.
You should make sure you put that up in the video.
Oh,
as
well,
well,
don't worry.
won't you?
We're having Sloot. We're having
Why?
I don't know. It's just not even. It's just.
Where is it?
I don't know.
Is it one of those DVDs? I
It's not.
assume.
It's
You can put it on top of your open PC.
wait, is this the wait? What's this for? Is this for the Who Killed Captain Alex?
Yeah.
DVD? It might maybe
Signed
that's the
copy.
computer that they made it with.
Oh, maybe.
Oh.
Because
maybe
I know
not.
that he
shipping
made the
is for
computer
this?
himself. I know that.
I mean, it's a feat that they put it into production
It's
and they got it out there
genuinely
into the world.
incredible that it worked out as well as it did.
Yeah.
It really is because they did make it with absolutely
wow.
nothing. What?
Dirt cheap. It standard shipping $5.
Wow.
I thought it was gonna be a lot more.
It's a great time. Who Killed Captain Alex? Everyone should buy a copy. Everyone. Buy 2 copies. Buy 2. Give it out.
Buy
we
4.
that's what we can give out in the WAF shed as we drive around with our little flag. And give out signed copies of Who Killed Captain Alex. We'll give them out for free so everyone can experience it. We'll buy a load of them.
Hell yeah.
We'll ship them all over. We'll buy them in bulk, and then we'll hand them all out. And we'll be like, "Here's your copy of Who Killed Captain Alex. Thank you very much for your time. Please enjoy it. Have a good Have a good day."
It's on Amazon Prime.
What?
Oh wow.
The film Who Killed Captain Alex is on Amazon Prime.
That's impressive. Interesting.
And it is. It's the actual film. Fucking amazing. I know I'm watching tonight.
Is it actually like do you have to pay for it extra or is it on the Prime service?
No, it's on the Prime service.
Amazing.
That's interesting.
That's absolutely incredible.
I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't know if I want Amazon having anything to do with my precious Who Killed Captain Alex, but
As much as I hate Amazon, surely Hollywood Studios must be getting a shit ton of money from that.
you'd hope
I hope so. I hope they're doing well.
they deserve it.
I hope they don't have to piss in bottles as well. Defecate in bags.
Oh, because of Amazon.
Yeah.
I thought this was a
That was
this was a racism for a second.
That did
No.
sound like a third world country joke initially. I'll be honest.
Oh boy.
I would never stoop so low.
You're right. You're right.
Never ever. We're gonna ignore what you said about the Japanese in the last episode.
Yeah, yeah.
Although they're not a third world. Oh dear.
Oh no, Harry, no. Harry, no.
And the hole we dig gets a little bit deeper.
I like digging.
I like to dig.
Who knew that before we started this, when I said that Louis likes digging holes, that it would come full circle? Although this time,
Only on
not
WAFter
Louis.
Dark.
No.
Not Louis this time.
You guys as deep as we can go.
Would anyone like to hear an interesting fact that Luca told me the other day?
What is it?
Please share your funny Luca fact.
Did you know lions used to be native to Europe as well?
Oh, yes, I remember this.
No.
Because I did not. Yeah.
I didn't at the time, but yeah.
Yeah, in with like the first century, so I think it was literally within the first year of calendar keeping being starting. So year 1, lions went extinct from Western Europe.
Year of our Lord Jesus Christ.
God rest his soul.
Of course.
But yeah, it was one of the Roman emperors. I can't remember which one it was, but they really liked blood sports. So what they did is he had something like, I think Lucas said they had 400 battles a day in the Colosseums, and obviously since you like blood sport and they didn't really like pitting man against man or slave against slave because slaves were expensive, they just went out and yoinked some lions, and they yoinked so many lions that they went extinct because they were used for blood sport.
Huh.
Which
Yeah,
is,
I mean it makes sense if you think about it, because like how the fuck would they get all those lions for the blood sports?
Oh, yeah,
right?
exactly.
But,
It's not like they go out to the savannah, tranquilize them and drag them all the way back.
yeah.
I just think it's nutty that within the first proper year of not human history, but of stuff being properly recorded, one of the greatest big things was lions went extinct. And if that is not a precedent for how fucked up humans are, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Good job, everyone.
Yeah.
Well, we did it
Well,
Yeah.
Lions didn't go extinct. They just,
They went
Just
extinct in
extremely
Europe.
endangered
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
don't
just-
live in the continent that we're on.
no.
They're still hunted.
Which is, if you think about it, means they're in a pretty good spot, all things considered.
That's true.
Good job, Lions. Well
You
done.
did it.
I like lions.
Good job. Well done, Lions.
They'd probably gnaw my arm off.
I don't know. I don't think a lion would eat you, Louis. I don't mean
Is-
that in like a. I realise that that could be taken as an insult quite easily. I think a lion would eat you, but
I do smell quite bad.
Ugh, stinky. Didn't even eat it.
lions don't like. Lions are very picky about their food, of course.
They truly are.
It's weird to think of them like bears, where they'd just be out in the wild and you would have to not fuck with them.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that would have been pretty fucking scary being like a human back in the early days. Because now we have, a basic understanding of most things. We realise that, spirits probably don't exist.
What?
There are,
Why?
That's not true. I love spirits. They've almost killed me
Yeah.
multiple times.
especially absinthe, my
Exactly.
personal favourite.
Oh boy.
I mean, yeah, could you just imagine being like in the year 5 AD and you're hungry, so you pick some mushrooms, and next thing you know, you're pranging your
dead.
fucking nuts off. Yeah, or you're dead. Like, how do you
mean,
make notes of that? There's like,
It could still happen now. It's just
but
it's just-
it's less likely to
So
because
we're not
we
likely to get
we know
grabbed
that
by a
mushrooms
lion.
bad.
But I mean, to be
I
fair,
guess
if
so.
you were in that position of like being primal, like animal instinct, like I don't think you'd give a fuck. You know, I think
I don't
if you
know.
died,
I think-
you'd just
I
die.
think I would give a fuck a little bit.
I don't think you'd know.
Am I
Like,
am I on the mushrooms and being killed by lions, or is it just the mushrooms, just the lions? What sort of situation
that's
are we
the thing.
dealing
If
with
you're on
here?
mushrooms, you don't know if the lion's real or not.
Are we
Oh.
talking like first ever humans?
No, AD.
No,
so
AD, like the
significantly
year,
later.
yeah. So like
Sorry,
the
I
year
was-
5 AD.
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking like first ever humans, like
Yeah. You're in year 5, and you've just
Key-
walked out
key
into the
stage
forest, eaten some mushrooms, and there's a lion in front of you. Is it real? That's the question.
Miss, is the lion real? I say.
Timmy has eaten 3 mushrooms he found in the forest. Is the lion real? Yes or
Oh
no?
no.
Oh
Speaking
god,
of
fine.
kids
I mean,
and
it-
drugs.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, here we go.
It probably does explain like so much of us seeing dragons or like the strange quick creatures that you see in folklore and stuff and legends. It is kind of you can easily explainable as accidental overdose of shrooms.
Possible.
I mean, it could be anything really. It's just people making shit up, to be
Yeah.
honest. But
Like someone went out into the forest, and he runs back, and he's like, "Oh my
I've
god,
seen
I
God."
saw this horrible
saw a little
thing.
crazy man, and he had a little green hat.
There was a
Crazy.
lizard, and it had massive wings, and it was breathing fire. And then he spat cocaine into my eyes. People
Elfie,
still
tell
do
your,
that nowadays.
Tell your child drug story. I want to hear it.
Yeah, I also
Um,
want to hear the child drug
It's not a
story.
story. I was gonna say like, we do like a Halloween thing at Halloween.
Absolutely.
What
Hell yeah.
does this?
The Halloween
I don't,
cast, I
See, both
assume.
of them have. Josh, you need to get on this. Both of them have
What?
understood what childs and drugs and Halloween have.
Well, I mean, I know exactly what that means, but that's what I'm.
Oh.
That's what I'm worried about. I don't
Why
like
should you be
it.
worried? It'll be
Children
fun
and
for 'em.
drugs
Do you-
leads on
you guys
to
any-
Halloween. I was
I
just
want to know
thinking,
if anyone has any
about
good,
Halloween. I want to put
has any good ghost stories. I want to know.
ghost story. Yeah.
This is Halloween.
Before we go into ghost stories quickly, I would like to say that the other week, my sisters had a friend that brought edibles into their school,
Oh my god.
which is pretty funny because they were telling
Wait, what
me-
year are they?
they're doing their GCSEs, so whatever year.
Oh, okay. I thought they were a lot younger.
That's about
No,
edible
no,
age.
they're 16, so it's
Yeah.
not too far from the fucked up shit we were probably doing at that age. But it's, Alice was like, she was talking to me about it. She was like, "Yeah, I didn't realise she was on edibles, but she did seem really strange. She kept giggling a lot and kept asking me for my food."
Oh boy.
But yeah, the person did get caught. Surprisingly, it's kind of hard keeping it on the down low that you're on edibles, especially in some sort of educational setting. But she was she's been suspended. She's not allowed back.
Wow.
To
Yeah.
do her exams.
They're
That was
only
bad.
edibles.
She should have waited until college.
Yeah.
Then she
Yeah.
could get away with it.
Would have been
Oh.
fucking
Get away
fun.
with anything in college.
You truly could. I had a one of my college mates came back in stoned as fuck, staring at his hands for a bit, and then looking at the PC. And our lecturer came over and he's like, "Are you all right there, mate?" He's like, "Oh, honestly, Peter, I don't know what's going on. How does electricity work? How is this PC powered?" And he was like, "Right then," just turned away and left.
Nice.
Yeah.
College
God.
was an experience for sure.
It truly was. I miss that place.
I have mixed opinions.
I'm not sure about Miss, but
Yeah.
Don't really. It's just a thing in my mind.
It was a phase, and it is now
Yeah.
gone.
It was a time. Now it is not a time.
Yep.
Time
Yeah.
has moved.
Yep.
I just miss fucking around, going to get McDonald's every single lunchtime, and then
miss-
putting
You
up-
could do that
wondering why
now.
I got on 6 stones.
Yeah, you can.
I
You could do
but
that
it's not
now
as fun.
without having to get back in time.
There's no pressure now. That's the problem, Alfie. He likes the stress.
I
He
do.
likes the
I do
pressure.
like the stress.
We could
Where are
I
the
could
beans
stress you out.
today?
You know,
That's my
we'll go get
question.
McDonald's and I'll stress you out the whole time.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, that's what we'll do. Look, we'll set up like it'll be like one of those like old Looney Tunes, like Wile E. Coyote kind of things. We'll have like a stick of dynamite with a really really long fuse, and we'll like put it under someone's car, and we'll light the fuse, and we'll be like, "Go on, Louis, go get McDonald's," and we'll stamp out the fuse if you get back. But if you don't, and we'll have you rub your hands all over the dynamite as well. So make sure it's actually. Wait, no, that's not really. I was gonna say
It's
see your
pointless, it's going to
fingerprints.
explode.
Yeah. Rub your hands all over the car, I guess, and the floor, just everywhere. Have you shit on the floor next to the car? So there's some very clear DNA evidence left
I wonder
behind.
who could have committed this atrocious crime. Thankfully, they left a pile of shit at the crime scene.
Wow.
That's so generous of them to take a massive shit next to the car before they blew it up.
It's kind of like how they identified the people that did 9/11 was by their passports. Can you imagine if they did it? It was like, well, they haven't got passports, but they did leave a nice pile of shit in the cockpit.
Well, imagine
Ooh.
being a terrorist and feeling a need for a passport. Like, I feel like that's not the hard
How are you
part
going to
about
get through
getting through.
customs?
I think there are
Well, I
bigger
mean, they were-
issues about getting through customs if you're a terrorist than
I think it was
your
a bit more
passport.
lax before
It was
before
really
the big
lax.
thing happened
Yeah.
anyway. So
Ah, yes, of course.
It was stupidly lax in the dark times. as
That's
it
a
were.
bomb you have
Dark
there,
times.
sir.
That's
Best
like
not
long
set
ago.
that off in the plane.
Dark times.
like 20 years ago.
The Dark Ages, when plane security was incredibly
Yeah.
lax. I mean, in
When
fairness,
we
in the
didn't
Dark
have
Ages,
Xbox 360s,
It-
it was the Dark
in
Ages.
the Dark Ages, plane security was probably incredibly lax, to be fair. I doubt there were many people on high alert for planes back then. Except for the
could you
mushroom
imagine?
guys. But, I don't know. Just them, probably.
Could you imagine seeing those planes back in those days? You'd freak the fuck out. Think they're
Metal
aliens.
dragon, metal dragon. I still think that when I look up at the sky, and whenever a plane flies over my house and I hear the noise, I start screaming "Metal Dragon" and get under my
What's the
desk.
deal? What are the planes that have the big old dishes on the back of them? What do they do?
What?
I think they're
TVs. They've
weather.
got
they're weather
TVs on 'em.
planes.
They're for,
Yeah.
they're for giant cats. It's just a big bowl of water or milk that goes by.
Do you guys not know what I'm talking about?
I,
With the
I-
don't,
idea?
but I am a plane nerd. Well, I say
Dish
plane nerd.
plane.
I like planes. I
Plain
think they're
old
used for weather and stuff. They're like
Oh, those ones, yeah.
Nope.
Boeing E3
Don't know what
Century.
the fuck that is, but
Oh,
I'd
it's,
always be confused and scared by them.
defense, space, and security.
Why did they scare you? What was
Because I was like, I've never seen that type of plane before. Am I going to die?
It cast a shadow above you. Chemtrails.
I was like, am I gonna get nuclear bombed by the dish plane or something?
It's a nuclear frisbee.
That'd be very effective, actually.
do you ever have that thought, like, you'll be sat at your desk or something, you hear a plane going over, and you just have that, like, you know it's not going to happen, but you have that urge to look out the window and see it, like, you just think that there's that tiny possible chance that you'll just see something falling out of the sky.
I actually do. When I
am
was a
that
child,
so often.
I fun fact for you as well. When I was a child, for about approximately half an hour as a child, I went through a strange existential panic where a plane went over my grandparents' house, and for some reason, as a paranoid child as I was, I for some reason I genuinely thought, and again, this was only for about half an hour before I was like, hang on a minute, that doesn't make any fucking sense at all, but I genuinely thought the plane was going to just, like, kill everyone in, like, a 10-mile radius for some reason. I don't ask me how, whether they were going to, like, drop bombs or gas or some shit, I don't know. But child me was terrified. I was like, I'm going to die, and I accept my death and resign myself to this. But and then afterwards I was like, why did I think that? Like, even as a child, I don't understand why I thought that.
It's
I
like,
think,
why
it
do you
strikes
think
you.
that? It's just random paranoia that comes out of nowhere
Movie,
sometimes.
Yeah.
It's wild.
What's the movie called? The nuclear war film, the UK one.
Monsters
It's
Inc.
called like, is it Signs? No, Signs is the alien.
Signs is the M. Night Shyamalan
Yeah.
alien.
Signs is the shitty alien movie.
District 9.
It's not that bad, but what the
Uh,
fuck was it called?
What
it's
did you
called
say it was
something.
again, Harry?
It's like this UK nuclear film. It's like where Sheffield gets bombed.
Oh, no.
Sheffield in peril.
However
It's
we
called
look
something. It's like a one-word thing. And it's called fuck. What is it?
Doomsday.
Crash, bomb, plane,
It's not
Fred.
Doomsday.
at Doom.
Threads.
UK nuclear.
Threads.
Sheffield.
Yeah, Threads.
Oh,
That's
Fred
it.
in 1980. Had to say it 4 times before someone
saying-
finally picked up on it.
You're saying Fred, like the Fred movie. I was like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Hey, it's Fred!
I mean, that
goes
thing is a
millions are
nuclear
dead.
fallout.
Threads.
But yeah, that movie is terrifying, and it really, I don't know, it made me
I mean, it
think of
certainly
like
looks
nuclear
like
shit
it.
a lot, and I'm still poopy scared of nukes now.
I
feel
think
like-
a lot
I
of
mean-
people are scared
Yeah.
of nukes. In our primal instincts, I think we're scared of nukes.
Nuclear bombs are pretty
Well, you have to be
terrifying.
exposed to them in some way that makes them really scary, right?
Once you've
Either it's
heard
like-
of them
It's
before, it's pretty
pretty
clear cut.
fucking
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking nutty that our nukes nowadays, like we have, compared to the height of the Cold War, our nuclear arsenals is so much smaller, but they could wipe out the world like 5 times over.
Yeah.
What with our current arsenal?
Yeah, it's like we don't need many. I think you could probably have something like 50 nukes, and
Yeah.
that would be enough to guarantee that everyone on the Earth is going to have a bad day.
Is it enough for like a nuclear winter though? Because that's the shit that's really.
It's not
bad.
even that much you really need for a nuclear winter. I don't
Oh.
think, because it's just the amount of fall. It's not. It's really the fallout you have to be worried about, because if you're in the epicenter of it, you haven't got much to worry about, because you're going to be gone before you even know what's happened. It's like if you're within like a 50-mile radius of that, or on the outer skirts of it, you're going to die a horrible, slow, painful death, because you're going to get radiation sickness.
Yeah.
And not only that, many years later, a lot of animals are going to get be contaminated by the radiation, like what happened when
stanky
Chernobyl
leg.
exploded. It's something that happened in Ukraine, and it affected the sheep all the way up in England. We had to cull a lot of our livestock because they were
Somebody
contaminated.
Add to the list that we need to make the WAF shed nuke proof.
Yeah, we
Sounds
can,
fucking horrible.
we can make
We'll
a
be one of
nuke
the
bunker.
few- We'll be the few human survivors after the nuclear
That's
explosions.
There's
Terrifying prospect.
something very nutty as
So
well
don't
that I
worry.
read, which is you can actually date like human skeletons if it's pre or post when nukes are introduced, because I think it's pretty much every human being nowadays has a little bit of some nuclear fallout on their bones or something because of
A bit of
previous.
green bone.
Hey, smooth
You have
skin.
green bones. Yeah, like there's it's minute, but there's detectable amounts in our bones, which is fucking nutty.
I want us to make a WAF nuclear bunker, and because we made it, it doesn't fucking work. The nuclear bombs go off, we all become ghouls. A bunch of WAF ghouls.
I wouldn't mind being a ghoul. I
Harry,
live forever,
wanna
don't
play
you?
ghoul.
some. Want to come play some Siege?
Is it ghouls that live forever?
I don't think they live forever,
They
but they
live
live
for
a
a
pretty
long
long
time.
time. Yeah, they live for
I don't know
hundreds
too
of
much
years.
about Fallout, but
They-
I know.
They live a long while. Their
Ghouls.
skin falls off, which is not great. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
wonder
but you
if-
can still like do stuff. Like I could play WoW fishing.
Yeah, yeah.
I could build more sheds.
Live out your eternal existence while fishing.
Yeah, I'd get almost all the mounts at that rate.
I guess
Look
so,
at my
yeah.
water strider smooth skin.
Oh boy.
Dare not venture into Alfie's fishing bunker. It is a dangerous place. Yeah, I feel like we'd do pretty well in a post-apocalyptic scenario.
We'll still be doing podcasts though, so don't worry.
Oh yeah, they'll
Yeah.
keep going long
We'd have
after.
our flesh melting off our bones, but
When
we'd
the-
still be here.
After the nukes have dropped, we'll make sure that we're still going on. Audacity will probably still work then. The
yeah.
echo will still be present.
Even though it's like we're in person, we're just in a shed now, so
The
it's a
three of
different
us are
kind of
just sitting
echo.
around. Welcome back to WAFter Dark. We're all just ghouls now. We're
Yeah.
just
The
sitting-
apocalypse.
Yeah. Wafter the bombs fell.
Season 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wafter
no.
Dark season 2. Wafter the bombs. That's a terrifying thought. I feel like it's pretty easy though. like from what you were saying earlier, Harry, I feel like it's pretty easy to like, you know, like.
There goes the ambulance. Sorry.
Oh, it's off its way again.
Oh my God.
It's pretty easy to be afraid of nukes, even from a young age, of nuclear weapons, because all you really have to
You're
do
right.
to highlight how fucked up it is get yourself a big old globe, point at a part of Japan, and be like, "See this bit? Yeah, I don't." Or something like that, you know.
boy.
I mean, they've
Gone.
done similar things where they have literally. I think I remember being told in physics, I believe, many moons ago, that when we first tested the hydrogen bomb that came off the atom bomb, didn't it? Even more powerful.
Yeah.
The British government tested it on like a very small island, and there was, like before, lovely sprawling island, trees, wildlife. After, gone, no trace of it.
Yep.
Absolutely obliterated.
It's a shame we did that
It's
to
like-
Scotland, isn't it?
I know it's like inherently terrifying, but like I think I kind of needed like. I mean, after I saw Threads, it was Threads, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like after I saw that, it sort of kick-started something like I don't know. I was already scared of them, but that movie made me very, very fucking
It made
scared
you
of them.
terrified.
I think when I learnt that my skin would melt off, I think that was the part that got me. The melting skin. The
Well,
fact
if you
that
think you're scared now, go watch Threads.
it's a completely
Right.
horrifying prospect. The war of just I don't understand why any country would. I just don't understand how anyone physically, even like the most mentally insane person, would probably go, and maybe that is a little bit overkill.
maybe this is too much.
I'm just looking.
I mean,
at
we
it.
basically have done that now, where we're just like using it as a big old threat, and it's not really like.
Well, yeah, that's what it always has been. It's been the mutually assured destruction.
But it's fucked up that
policy.
it even is a thing. To be honest.
Yeah, it's completely fucked up because why? I don't think anyone in their right mind. If you're going to wage war, just
Don't.
have a good old-fashioned war.
Yeah,
Bring back
yeah.
swords and shields is what I want.
Yeah, only
Source-
kill like
source
millions,
issues.
don't kill billions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's the Harry policy.
Why can't we just not go back to the Viking
Millions,
days?
not
We can only sail in wooden ships if we want to. We can claim stake to any land we want. We just have to fight with swords and shields
Yeah,
for it.
don't abolish war. That would be crazy.
That'd be horrible. No,
Don't
just make
do
it more
that.
sufferable.
It's oppressing people. You can't do that. Just take away their nuki weapons. No more nukies.
And that's the issue nowadays. Is everything's all remotely done, like drone
Yeah.
warfare and stuff. It's just
Drone.
you don't even need boots on the ground anymore. It's just like
Don't even need to leave your house.
you really don't. Like they can do it from the safety of America. They are
That
like,
defeats the point of war.
They-
at
those
the end
people are
of the day,
suspected
really, doesn't it,
terrorists.
if you
Let's
think
just
about it?
bomb them.
Yeah, let's just kill all these innocent people.
Well, I more mean that I find it interesting that we're like, let's send drones to destroy other drones. Like at this point, you might as well just think, well, maybe
Drone
we
on
should
drone
just
warfare.
not have a war. Let's just
Robot
call it off.
wars.
The robots
Fuck
will
yeah.
remember
Like,
this.
yeah, let's just go back and let's just go watch Robot
Robot
Wars.
Wars.
Like, that's what we should do. Anytime some like country with a dictatorship comes up and they decide that they want to declare war, we're like, guys, calm down. Let's just sit and watch Robot Wars.
We'll set
I
them
think we
some
should just do
Thunderdome.
coin
Did you
flips.
see?
I know
Did you see Putin challenged Biden to a debate?
What?
Did he? Oh my god.
This was kind of recently. I don't think that would bode well for Biden. I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
No.
I mean,
I don't
as
think it would
much
bode well
as-
just in general.
as much
It'd
as
be funny to
uh,
watch.
As much as
Probably.
I am glad, of course, that Biden won the election, he is not exactly a fully functioning man. He
That
really
man's
is an
a ghoul.
Oblivion NPC.
To be fair, he was like
He is a
he's
ghoul.
had his he's pretty he's like pretty bad at like speaking most of the time, but he held it together I thought really well in like the debates that he had with Trump at least. Like he
Yeah.
wasn't stumbling over himself at all in those ones,
Yeah.
but most of the time he does.
His more recent ones are pretty interesting, where he just
Mm,
sort of
to say the least.
he's just I mean he's just a generic old man. He just goes off on a tangent. He's like, I remember back when I was on my farm and there were kids and they struck my leg.
We tied an onion on our belt.
And it's like,
'cause
what are
that
you
was a
talking
style
about?
back
Gosh,
then.
if you keep insulting him like this, you're gonna get drone stroked, mister.
Well, I'll get Robot Wars out. I'll handle it. Don't worry, I'll be fine. I'll be in the WAF bunker. I'll be safe as anything. I'm set.
It is kind of weird to think that he is literally the most powerful man in the world. I'll admit that.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, it's weird to think that about anyone, though. Really, isn't it? If Alfie was the most powerful, I mean, that'd be weirder. Actually, to be honest. If
I think I prefer it.
Thanks.
if there was like if I found out that someone literally was like the perfect human and they were given all the power in the world, I'd still find that quite weird. I think.
Sell. Make him president.
Perfect Cell for president. Yeah, I would vote for Perfect Cell. I'm sure he'd do a great
I'm not sure
job.
if that would go too well. I'm not
I
gonna
think
lie.
it would be fine. What's the worst that could
He
happen?
expends all the United States resources to kill Goku.
Yeah, I would. That's
He
what I
just
would
makes
do.
it. He turns the United States into a battle arena.
Yeah. I like the idea of Alfie.
Everywhere you go, it's just those shitty white tiles.
I like the idea of Alfie like winning the election and becoming somehow the American president.
I could do it.
Somehow.
Give me like.
he cheats.
When's the next one?
cheats.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
He cheats. and
me
he
a
wins. And Alfie sets down and his like main plan of action is like, I know you're all wondering what my main policy is, as I cheated to win the election, so I didn't campaign.
And everyone's just like, oh,
we are to be preparing for the attack of the Saiyans. It's just,
I mean, genuinely, I think you could rally some people for that. I
Probably.
genuinely think they'd
what
believe
the fuck would
it.
they do against Saiyans?
guns, big ones. Nuclear
Wait, I
make
think
bigger.
they
nuclear
show it in
weapons.
literally the first scene. The guns are not so good.
Use
I reckon with
what about lethal injection?
What about nukes?
They could give them all heart disease, to be
Nukes
fair.
work.
Heart disease.
Give
them
them
the clap or
nukes.
They've
something.
shown to be susceptible to heart
Oh
disease.
yeah,
so.
that is yeah.
Yeah, but like,
There are a lot of things you could do.
do you think they get AIDS? Just saying, can you get Saiyan AIDS?
Saying AIDS, probably. You'd have to start out with saying HIV, of course. I mean, they are monkeys, so it's, I suppose technically.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. AIDS came from Saiyans.
Oh
Heard it
no.
here first, folks.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Goku, no.
Don't touch that monkey, Goku. You don't know what it has.
I've got cock rot, Napper.